into what's happening in the market. We're kind of like talking about what's happening in the fall market before we get to our August stats, which is a flip. It'll be interesting to see the August stats to compare it with these 7 things to keep in mind. So BC's housing market has been on quite the run over the past 18 months. The pandemic and monetary policies that were influenced by this whole economic uncertainty pushed home prices up significantly as demand continued to outpace supply. And most of the primary market drivers remain in place. And though the summer months have been relatively quiet compared to the beginning of 2021, because really it's been crazy hot summer real estate wise, but actually it has been quieter since the beginning of the year. But the fall housing market could have more movement in store for buyers in BC. And I've been hearing this from all my colleagues all across the globe and locally. That we are all expecting a very busy, hot fall, actually. So the first one is a hot pre-sale market. So BC's pre-construction market should continue to be busy this fall, with buyers looking to lock into low interest rates with a relatively small initial deposit in city centers and the suburbs alike. Interest in new builds has surged in recent months. And I mentioned before on this show about some new projects in Langley where the SkyTrain's coming out, and some nice pocketed areas where new or pre-construction is coming. And there are many reasons why new developments in BC are becoming more attractive, especially in regards to their flexibility. In most cases, pre-sale properties can take years to build. This gives first-time buyers the opportunity to save more of a down payment, and current homeowners the time to renovate or fix up their existing home for sale. With many homeowners being really wary about selling their homes during the pandemic, investing in a pre-build has been an attractive option here in BC. Second point of our 7 points, demand should continue to outpace supply, because there's a lot of talk in the last few months has been about the cooling of Canada's real estate market. A lack of supply has been one of the main drivers of the declining month-over-month sales numbers, which you'll hear in the second segment. A decline in new listings on the national level has left buyers with limited options to choose from, which could drive prices higher as more buyers enter the market. So the Canada Mortgage and Housing Corporation has stated that the annual pace of housing starts slowed in July, another indicator that supply may not be able to keep up with demand in the coming months. And the third point is low interest rates will continue to fuel demand. You will not see many people calling for a market correction as long as interest rates remain where they are. And the Bank of Canada has indicated that a rate hike is not coming in this year. When the cost of borrowing remains low, activity typically remains really high. And as we head into the fall and winter months, low interest rates should continue to drive buyers to search for homes in BC. The fourth point, competition from expatriates. So in the CBRE's Global Living Report last year, and we did talk about this, I believe, really earlier on this year, or it was late last year, but Hong Kong ranked as the most expensive residential market globally and the third most expensive city for renters. Vancouver is a top destination of choice for the roughly 300,000 Canadian passport holders who live in Hong Kong, and new buyers from the part of the world can be expected in the months to come. And I talked about this, about how China has and does see Canada as a really hot place to put their money in and to come to, especially this year, 2021. Hong Kong's expensive real estate market gives Canadian sellers in Hong Kong enough capital to enter BC's hot market, which could drive prices in the province even higher. So fifth, a new wave of renters and buyers could enter the market. So last week we talked about renters, and though the current immigration targets set by the government of Canada aren't yet being fulfilled because of the year, there's reason to believe that numbers could begin to increase. So Canada has set a goal of welcoming 400,000 immigrants per year through 2023, or 1.2 million people in total. New immigrants often settle in major cities like Vancouver, the outskirts, which would have a ripple effect on BC's real estate market. New renters mean higher rents and a busier rental market. leading to more investors purchasing condos in city centers in BC. Average rents in Canada have been rising for 3 consecutive months in a row, as we mentioned last week. And tourism workers, hospitality workers, and students will also have an impact on the rental market. And I have seen that lately as they return to city centers to be close to work and school. So together, these conditions should attract more investors as there are signs of stabilization in the rental market. 6, quality offers. At the beginning of 2021 this year, it was common to see single-family detached homes for sale receive offers numbering in the double digits. In some cases with no subjects, most cases I would say. Things have changed a little since then, and but there's still that buying frenzy. I've done so many multiple offers this last week still, so it's still happening. So quality offers, literally, I just signed to subject-free, great offer on one of my listings yesterday that came together. No subjects, so it's still happening. 7, optimism should remain high. So low interest rates, low inventory, and high demand were the story of BC's real estate market throughout the pandemic, and none of those conditions have changed going into the fall. So that is what's happening. And the Bank of Canada promising to lower interest rates. I just foresee an amazing fall market happening. So get ready, pull up your cowboy boots and get ready for the fall market.